Hey y'all, welcome to my first video. Your girl has finally done it, okay? So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this dope honey blonde lace closure wig. So before we get started, I want you all to stop right now. Get your phones out and go follow me on Instagram. And my Instagram name is 2_ Bella Beauty. So that's 2_. Don't forget the 2_ Bella Beauty. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna get straight into the video. So here I have 3 bundles of body weight hair that my client provided, some Wella lightening powder, 50 volume developer, and a bowl and a brush. So here you see me emptying out my powder. I used 2 packs of this same powder for 2 bundles, and then the next 2 bundles I used a completely different batch that I made. As you can see here, I'm hella clumsy, but your girl is gonna sweep it back up and use it. Okay. And then here we have our developer. I think everybody pretty much kind of knows the consistency to make. If you want me to go into a more detailed video, I definitely will. But at this angle, I really can't show you. Right before I made this, I broke my ring light. So I had to kind of finesse this and put it up against something so I can actually show you all how I bleach these bundles. So you'll just mix your bleach and developer to a consistency that you like. This video will be in 2 parts, so I'll make sure that I add the link to the second part so you can continue watching. So I didn't have any aluminum foil, but I always figure out a way to do something. So I just used a whole bunch of empty Kroger bags that I had to cover my table so I wouldn't get bleach all over it. The easiest way for me to bleach bundles is to do it by hand. I go in between both the brush and just combing my fingers through it, just depending on how I'm trying to bleach the bundles. Since I wanted to do the entire, well, pretty much the entire, because I just left a couple of the roots. But I just wanted to make sure that I got it completely saturated. So I did this whole process with all 4 of the bundles and the closure. The way that I do may not be the way that somebody else does. You know, everybody has their own specific way. This is just the way that works for me, and I find it's the easiest for me and the quickest, and still, you know, get the job done. Okay. Once I was finished, I let it sit for about 30-45 minutes, and then we go ahead and wash that out. So you see the color after letting it sit for so long. I washed it out with just some regular shampoo that I had at my house. Washed it and conditioned it to make sure that once we make this wig, we don't have no issues with it being dry and nasty looking. And when you're washing, please make sure that you wash all of that bleach out of that hair, because you do not want it to be sitting in that hair, you know, once you wash it out. That's not good. Now get ready, girl. Get ready, girl. Get ready, girl. This is what the hair looks like once it was washed. I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry this hair completely dry. Well, not completely dry, but to the max. I don't want it to be just dripping wet as I'm making the wig. It'll be just a little easier for me to just go ahead and blow it out a little bit. So once I start making it, then once I'm finished, I'll go back through and actually completely blow dry it.
The doors open. Take the hot road and hop in. First impression.
So to create this unit, I'm using a mesh dome cap. I prefer the mesh ones simply because they are a lot lighter than the actual dome caps. And with it being so thin, it allows your hair to get a little bit more air. You know, it'd be hot and stuff. You don't want that wig to be sweating and being stanky. So here you see me applying the wig cap to my dome head. I use a regular dome head that I got off of Amazon. I can put the link to it below if you'd like. I try to match up the middle of the two lines on the dome cap to the middle of the line on the dome head, if that makes sense. And I do the same for the back. I pull the back all the way down to the bottom. So you'll see me doing that here. I take each corner and just pull it all the way down to the nape, so it gives it a more of a realistic head shape. Now you see me finna put this closure on. So this is a 4x4 closure, I believe my client was using. I just adjusted to the two lines in the front of the dome head and I pinned it down. You'll also see me pinning it in the back as well. It lays the closure down flat. Then you're going to want to pin that closure up. Want to get all of that hair out of your way, so once you start actually sewing the hair down, it won't be a problem. Then we start sewing that closure down. This honestly was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, trying to ankle my hand to a way that you can see the actual, like, exactly what I'm doing and without blocking the camera. Like, I don't know how y'all do it, but I'm gonna learn. Like, this is just my first video, so it might look a little crazy, but it's okay. She got done, and that's it. Like, we will get better as time comes, and that's just how life is. Like, you learn and you progress and you just become better each time that you work on something. And y'all see my little thread tangle up or whatever. I got that out. I finally found a good little position, so your girl started working. You know, I like to keep my stitching as close as possible so that it doesn't have any bulkiness inside of it once you start parting, because you will definitely see it if it's not sewed down right. And this is so important to make sure that you seal that last little stitch. Make sure it's tight. Make a couple knots so that thing does not come out, okay? Then we start stitching those bundles on. So I like to start my first track right above the band in the back and go straight across the back from band to band.
Take the hot road and hop in. First impression, you OPN. We should be closer than friends.
So y'all know I told y'all how I broke my ring light right before I did this video. So I'm legit sitting on my knees getting this shot because my camera, I couldn't get it high enough to where I would like it to be, so I had to adjust myself, get down on my knees, which sounds so crazy, but get down and actually get this shot for y'all. So that shows how much I love y'all, because my knees was burning by sitting down so long.
First impression.
And I just continue to sew these tracks in. Once I get to the end, I like to flip them over. I'm not a big fan of cutting them unless I just have to. I normally cut them at the very top, maybe like the last 2 or 3 stitchings. I'll cut those just so it's not humpy around the closure. But other than that, I fold it.
way she's approaching us. I disassociate, exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me. She say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like.
So here you'll see me showing you like the direction that I like to go. I like, once I get to a certain point, more so to the middle, I like to start curving it in a like upside down U shape, just to give that natural curve that your head gives. I will add the second part to this video below in the link, so make sure that you continue to watch how I created this dope lace closure unit.